Junction boxes protect electrical wires from damage. To install one, you need to remove all the wires from the box to complete the electrical circuit. Tie together the same colored wires and hold them in place with wire nuts. If you take the proper precautions, your home can be supplied with electricity for a long time. So, we are going to watch about the how to mount and wire a junction box.
Method 1. Taking safety precautions. First is wear protective gear.
To reduce the risk of accidents, wear a pair of rubber gloves. A pair of eye goggles can also prevent stray wire fragments from getting in your eyes.
Step 2. Select the right junction box for the location.
To find the right size junction box in cubic inches, count the number of wires entering the junction box. Multiply the total by 2 when working with 14 gauge wire or by 2.25 when working with 12G gauge wire. Then, select the largest.
Step 3. Turn off the main power.
When working with a wire that's already attached to an electrical circuit, turn off the power supply to prevent accidents. Find the main electrical panel in your home. It'll typically be in the basement or on the lowest floor. Finally, test that the circuit has no power with a voltmeter. Don't use a current meter to check the circuit. It will give a reading of 0 amps when there aren't any devices connected to it. You'll need to return to the circuit breaker or fuse box to shut off the power.
Method 2. Setting up the box and wires. First is mount the junction box on the wall.
Many junction boxes come packaged with the proper fasteners. They can be screwed onto wall studs or ceiling joists. You may also attach them to adjustable brackets placed between studs.
Step 2. Pull the cables into the junction box.
Most junction boxes have holes in their sides, called knockouts. Run each cable through one of the holes and attach them to the box with Romex or cable connectors. Armored cable tends to be used in commercial wiring rather than residential homes.
Step 3. Strip the wires with wire strippers.
The wires must be the same size. The AWG, wire gauge, size will be printed on the outer sheathing. Mismatched wires lead to fires.
Finally, strip down a ground wire.
If you are using a metal junction box, you need a scrap ground wire. The casing of these wires is green or copper colored. When connecting 3 or more same colored wires, get scrap wire for each color.
Method 3. Connecting and sealing the wires. First is twist together same colored wires.
Some junction boxes have terminals. All you have to do is plug the wire ends into the terminals, then screw wire nuts over them.
Step 2. Use a wire nut to connect multiple wires.
When attempting to connect 2 or more wires, use the proper size wire nut. Strip off about 8 inch to 2 centimeters of the outer sheathing on each wire. Take the wire nut in place with electrical tape for additional security. Step 3. Install the ground wire into a metal junction box. This is only necessary when using a metal junction box. Connecting all the wires leaves you with one loose wire. This wire should be either green or copper colored. Finally, push all the wires into the box before sealing it. Be gentle to avoid damaging the wires. Set them inside the box so they don't stick out. The box's cover should lay flat. It'll most likely have screws you can tighten to seal it in place.
We hope it is useful to you. Please subscribe to our channel to upskill yourself.